Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the regular scheduled meeting of the City of Griffin Board of Commissioners, July 28, 2026. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Fuller, followed with the invocation by Commissioner McCord. Please join us.
Please face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in prayer. Father, we are here today to ask for your blessing and guidance in the performance of our duties as elected officials. We pray for strength, love, knowledge, and understanding. Help us to recognize and solve the problems that are presented. Make our solutions fair and just to the best interest of everyone. Help us to overcome our shortcomings and keep us united as a team to work for the betterment of the city and its people. We pray in your name. Amen.
Thank you all for being here tonight.
Stumbling over my words.
That's okay. We always. All right. We have the agenda in front of you. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Make a motion.
Commissioner Murray with a motion.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Curtis. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0 approval of the agenda. Under presentations and delegations, item 1 is to recognize firefighter Cedric Dallas as the June Strongest Link in the Chain Award recipient. Fire Chief John Hamilton will address. Good evening, Chief.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here with you this evening, especially on behalf of firefighter Dallas. A couple things I'll say and then I'll get to why. He has been a firefighter since 2017. He's only been with us for about a year and a half. He was with that other department in the area for a little while, and then he came to us, and I cannot say enough about him. He is hands down one of the best. Everything I ask, it's done. And then things he comes to me of ideas, things, just outstanding. The reason he was nominated this month was back in June, towards the end of June, we had our fire camp. 5 days with kids around middle school age. I think we had 22, 23 this year. And I didn't ask, but he was on duty 2 of the days, but he was there all 5 days. And he was there from start to finish. He was working with the kids. I believe there's a picture that was with the packet of him talking with a group of kids about the trucks. He was with them, encouraging them all the way, playing kickball with them. That got a little rowdy, but a lot of fun. But the entire time it was, what can I do to help? Where do you need me? It's never, I'm too tired, I need to go do this. He is a great asset to this community, and if it's up to me, I hope he takes my job one day. He is that caliber that we're looking for.
Congratulations, Mr. Dallas. Would you like to say a few words or have any family or anybody you'd like to recognize while you're here?
Yeah, we got my family back and we'd like to thank all of you. I don't know who actually has submitted me. Well, I know who submitted me, but I don't know who voted on it and got approved, but I appreciate them. I also want to say thank you to my chief. He's the best chief ever. Like he said, no matter what he asks for, I try to do it, and vice versa. He's always looking out for all the guys, making sure, we're taking care of it. So I will say, I really commend him as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Allison. I know that you believe that red trucks are a lot better than yellow trucks, right?
Yes.
Outstanding. Well, thank you for your service to our community and look forward to many more years.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And while they're getting pictures, we will have 2 public hearings this evening. So if you'd like to make comments for or against or just have questions, the sign-up sheets are located over here on this table, so feel free to get up and go ahead and sign in if you'd like. Next item is presentation of the Irish City Golf Classic charity funds in the amount of $15,571.58 to the Advokids Casa Group. Golf shop manager Ashley White and golf course superintendent Bain Mallory will address. And welcome. And Marissa's coming up as well.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
On behalf of the golf course and the Irish City Foundation, it is our honor to celebrate such a successful 2026 Irish City Golf Classic. We would sincerely like to thank our sponsors, our golfers, the staff, the volunteers, the donors, and our community partners for making this donation possible. This donation represents much more than the proceeds of a golf tournament. It represents our community coming together to provide hope, advocacy, and support for children. So, Advocates Casa, it is our pleasure to present you with this check in the amount of $15,571.58. Thank you for all you do for the children of our community. I do appreciate it.
Would you like to say a few words? We'd love to hear about your program a little bit and what y'all do.
Sure. So we are made up of volunteers that advocate for children in foster care. We serve the Griffin Judicial District. We were not expecting this, so I can say that we are very thankful for that. But we do, what our volunteers do, they go in the courtroom, they advocate for the children, they do court reports for the judges and all this kind of stuff where they help them to make their decisions. We always are moving towards permanency, helping them find a permanent home. If that's back with parents or if that's with an adoptive home, whatever it may be, while they're in foster care, we're here to make sure they're getting, all their needs are being met. So, that's amazing. Thank y'all so much.
Wonderful. So we'll get a picture or a board. And if you haven't played in this golf tournament, again, next year, what's the date?
First weekend in June.
First weekend in June. That's greens on the south side.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Don't move.
The director.
One more, please.
It's for the Griffin County.
1, 2, 3. One more. Thank you.
And again, if you have not had a chance to play in the Irish City Classic, it is a wonderful golf tournament. I encourage everyone to come join. It's a two-man shamble, and it's always a lot of fun. This time we'll move to item 3, review financial reports for May 2026. Finance Director Deborah Manning Gilbert will address.
Mayor, I'm actually going to step in for Ms. Gilbert
Okay, that's
tonight.
fine. So Mr. Connor will take
Thank you.
care of this.
So this is the May 2026 financial report, which is 91.7% into the fiscal year. Our general fund operating revenue percentage of the budget is at 97.42%, with operating expense at 83.11%. Enterprise funds are at 94.81% of budget, while operating expenses are at 73.7%. Our water wastewater fund is at 90.75% of budget, while operating expense is at 59.33%. The electric fund operating revenue is at 95.55% of budget, while operating expense is at 78.57%. Solid waste revenue is at 101.84% of their anticipated budget, so again, eating into that fund balance negative, while their operating expense is at 81.61%, so also good. And then our year-to-date in lost collection is at 98.52% of the budget at over $5.5 million collected. And our T-SPOS collections are almost $4.7 million, which is 126.08% of our budget.
Great report. So we should be over 6 million on the lost and over 5 million for T-Splosh.
Yeah.
Outstanding, great news. Are there any questions from board members on financials? Moving to citizens' comments. At this time, the mayor opens the floor to comments from the audience. Comments should relate to a specific agenda item not listed on the agenda for a public hearing or to a concern within the jurisdiction of the city. Commission meetings serve the purpose of conducting city business and are not a forum for the unlimited expression of opinion. Subject to the citizen comment policy adopted on February 13, 2024 and posted for public view, all speakers shall be limited to 3 minutes, which will be strictly followed and enforced. The mayor reserves the right to limit comments to matters germane to city business and may refer speakers to the city manager or other staff for resolution. With that being said, is there anybody on my left side like to come before the board? Mr. McCartney, please come forward. If you could please state your name and address for the record, please, sir. And the time clock is over here on the left, on your left.
Good evening. My name is Clive McCarthy, 105 Cheshire Drive in Griffin. Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. I wasn't born in Griffin, but I chose Griffin. I chose to marry into this community, and I chose to build my life here. Over the last 5 years, this community has entrusted me with opportunities to serve, from helping families recover after the tornadoes to serving as chairman of the Three Rivers Workforce Development Board. Mayor Holberg, you encouraged me to become involved in workforce development, and today I have the privilege of serving our region by helping prepare our citizens for the industry shaping tomorrow. More recently, this Board of Commissioners entrusted me with an appointment to the Griffin Spalding Business Tourism Association. The stories that draw people here are not created overnight. They are inherited, protected, and passed forward by each generation. Leadership is not only measured by the decisions we make today, it is also measured by what we choose to preserve for tomorrow. That brings me to Heck Chapel. For more than a century, Heck Chapel has witnessed the evolution of this community through faith, civil rights, education, and neighborhood history. It has served generations of Griffin residents and represents something larger than bricks and timber. Once a piece of history is gone, there is no vote, no grant, and no future commission that can bring it back. Today, I'm not asking you to decide the future of Heck Chapel. I am asking you to protect the opportunity to decide it wisely. If we pause now, this community can examine the facts, explore partnerships, identify resources, and determine whether preservation is possible before anything irreversible occurs. That is not delaying responsibility, it's exercising it. Our Legacy Museum stands as proof that when we choose to preserve our history, we do more than honor the past. We invest in tourism, education, economic development, and civic pride. Heck Chapel deserves the same thoughtful consideration before its fate is sealed. So I ask you plainly, as a matter of leadership and legacy, don't close the door on Heck Chapel. Leave it open long enough for this community to be heard. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McCarthy. Is there anybody else on my left side like to come forward to the board? Welcome, Mr. Driver. If you please take your name and address for the record.
For Moore Street, Griffin, Georgia. I know I don't have but 3 minutes, but I want to make 2 points.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I want to come and make a point about one of our police officers' good work in what he did. He's not here tonight, but we have a police officer that was out on a community domestic violence case, and I sat there and watched him defuse a mother, a brother, and a sister about to tear each other's head off on July the 8th of this year in the hot sun. The officer's name that performed this stayed out there in that heat to defuse these 3 people. 2 of them have mental illness. And his name is Jeff Gaudi. He drives the truck in the communities. He does a great job defusing things when it comes down to domestic and family violence and things. And I want y'all, when you see him, pat him on the back and tell him, Mr. Driver brought this to the board about you, okay? My second point is, we have a new business here in this community. The young man's name is Todd Ponder. He calls his business College Parks Wheels. We welcome him here. But when I go to his business and he said, Mr. Driver, I might have to pack up and leave this. I'm not gonna say what he said. The man got 9 tickets for something he don't know nothing about. Grandfathered in or whatever. He come over and took over Ed Corporator and the Nation to bring a business here to serve you. What is it about that? You don't like the name that he has or something like that because it said College Park Wheels? What is it? But y'all look into this. We welcome him here. He's a young black man trying to open up a legitimate business in this community, and the code enforcement writing him a ticket every other week. That's not fair. Sit down with the man. Let him know what he has to get fixed and what he can't. I don't know how far y'all done went with him, but it's time to work with him instead of pushing him out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Driver, for your
See, I
wisdom.
didn't. I used to march from Head Chapel United Methodist Church when we used to be picketing and marching when I was 9 and 10 years old. We used that as a meeting place down there. It is a historical site and it needs to be preserved.
Thank you, Mr. Driver. Is there anybody else on my left side like to come before the board? Is there anybody on my right side like to come before the board? Good evening, Mr. Muhammad.
Good evening.
If you could please state your name and address for the record.
Ray Muhammad, 1143 Spring Creek Circle.
Welcome, sir.
Mr. Mayor, Board of Commissioners, issue that I have is that there was 2 events that took place on July the 11th. One was at Raymond Head Park that led to a death. No police officers, not a one. And this incident was advertised and promoted for 3 weeks on social media. 3 weeks on social media. Raymond Head Park, in case you don't know what that is, it is a historical black park where a lot of black people congregate and have a good time. Now, because this was so highly promoted, and there was not one police officer over there, and I was told that they asked for police officers to be present there so it would minimize any issues that they would have over there. It didn't happen. Consequently, a 31-year-old black man lost his life tragically by other black men shot him because there was no officers over there. But there was another event taking place simultaneously at the same time, downtown. Plenty of officers was there. Not one fight, not one gunfight, not one person got hit. They enjoyed themselves, drunk, alcohol, y'all had a field day down there. But over at Raymond Head Park, the black park, you understand, not one officer. So I'm trying to understand, I don't understand who dropped the ball? Did the chief not get the memo that there should have been officers over there with the complicity that violence could have took place? 2 weeks earlier, there was a shooting at Fairmont, gathering of us over there. It was widely publicized, and nothing was done. I have a problem with that, because downtown was fine. Southside was not. There again, had it been the golf course, there would have been plenty of officers down there. So it leads me to believe that you don't care nothing about black people, because you did not secure them, but you secured downtown. Close on this. Commissioner McCoy, that's your district. I'm going to say this to the commission, I'm going to take my seat. When something happened in your district, it is your fiduciary responsibility to go see about that district. That man lost his life, 7 children, now without a father. A mother, a wife, is now widowed because of some mess that we could have prevented had security police been present. But you was present downtown. Nothing happened. I got a problem with that. since my time is up, there's a couple things else I want to say, but I'm going to take my time and take my seat. Now, we got to get this mess fixed, man.
Thank you. Is there anybody else on my right side like to come before the board? Thank you all for bringing your comments this evening. Moving into public hearings. Again, if you're planning to speak for or against either of the items, feel free to come up to the table here on my right and sign your name up for or against in terms of the column to speak for. Public hearings are conducted to allow public comment on specific advertised issues such as rezoning, ordinances, policy development, operating budgets, and other legislative actions to be considered by the City Commission. For public hearings related to zoning, including amendments to the Unified Development Code or quasi-judicial decisions as defined in Article 4 of the UDC, all persons who wish to address the Board of Commissioners during a public hearing must sign up via the sign-in sheet, providing their name and address, whether they are for or against the proposed zoning or quasi-judicial decision. At this time, the Board of Commissioners will conduct a public hearing for agenda item number 4, as noted in the agenda as follows. Receive comments regarding a request for a special use permit to allow a place of assembly at 450 Carver Road, parcel 054D01002. Printed copies of the adopted standards governing the exercise applicable in the aforementioned application, factors for consideration, and procedures governing the hearing are available to the public. Speakers are responsible for establishing a record through the presentation of facts and supported documentation or other evidence for consideration by the board and for review on appeal, if applicable. Director of Planning Development, Michelle Haynes, will address.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good to see y'all all again.
Thank you.
So the applicant is Mark Emerson, and he is seeking an approval for a place of assembly. He actually would like to build a church. He has a church already in Locust Grove, and this would be a second. He said a lot of his members are from Griffin and commute down there, and he is looking to put a second church at this location. There will be a proper entrance and an exit at the location. Emergency vehicles should have easy access. The property is in the planned industrial development zoning district. It is 7 acres. A place of assembly is allowed in all zoning districts, but only if there is a special use that has been approved. The purpose of the place of assembly overlay is to encourage the beneficial development of assembly uses and to properly regulate such uses in a non-discriminatory manner. This is in compliance with the requirements outlined in our zoning ordinances. Both requirements in Article 721F. The first one is it must be located on a lot fronting a public right-of-way. And number 2, it must be located on a tract of land not less than 2 acres in area and have street frontage of not less than 200 feet. Both of those have been met. Operating a place of worship at this location will not adversely affect the use and the development of the adjacent properties. Staff recommends conditional approval of the special use permit with the following condition. Annually obtain an occupational tax certificate from the City of Griffin. This is a nonprofit, so there is not a fee. It would just be filling out the application and having that on file. At their meeting on 7/20 of 26, the Planning and Zoning Board voted 3-0 to approve the special use as presented.
Thank you. At this time, we will call persons who have signed up to speak in favor of the applications. Beginning with the applicant, those in favor of the application will collectively have 10 minutes to speak, but the applicant is permitted to utilize all 10 or to reserve time for rebuttal. Any remaining time will be divided among anyone else who has signed up to speak in favor of the application. And at this time, no one has signed up. Mr. Anderson, did he want us to make any comments tonight, or is he good to go? Okay. Sounds good. And then moving into so at this time, we will call persons who have signed up to speak in opposition to the application. Opponents will collectively have 10 minutes to speak. If more than one person has signed up to speak, the 10 minutes will be divided among them, and no one has signed up to speak in against this proposal. Comments and discussions by the board, if any, will reserve until the item is called for consideration. However, does anyone from the board have any questions for staff, the applicant, or the speakers at this time?
No, that's good.
This concludes public hearing agenda item number 4. At this time, the Board of Commissioners will conduct a public hearing for agenda item number 5 as noticed in agenda as follows. Receive comments regarding a request to rezone approximately .45 plus or minus acre tract of land from medium density residential and planned commercial development for property located at 614 North 6th Street, parcel 0030730. Printed copies of the adopted standards governing the exercise applicable in the aforementioned decisions, factors for consideration, and procedures governing the hearing are available to the public. Speakers are responsible for establishing a record through the presentation of facts and supporting documentation or other evidence for consideration by the board and for review on appeal if applicable. Director of Planning and Development, Michelle Haynes, will address.
So the applicant for this rezoning is Annette Touchstone. This location has actually been commercial for as long as it's been built. It has 2 commercial businesses in the past, and there are actually 2 buildings that are commercial on the property. If rezoned, a beauty salon would go into one and potentially a restaurant would go into another. Should the rezoning not take place, it's very likely that the buildings would remain vacant. This address sustained substantial damage during our tornadoes in '23, and they've had trouble getting the renovations done, and because of that, they've lost their grandfathering in the process. So that's why they're wanting to go through the rezoning to actually put the use and the zoning back together where they match. As developed, this property is not designed for residential use. The proposed rezoning is consistent with the comprehensive plan and the character area map, which designated this property as part of the redevelopment area, which has recommended uses of general commercial and general retail. The vision for the redevelopment character area states that this location is suitable for medium to high density residential use, as well as small scale neighborhood commercial, with a focus on accessibility for pedestrians and alternative forces of transportation as well as vehicles. Planning staff recommended approval for this rezoning request. And at their meeting on 7/20/26, the Planning and Zoning Board voted 3-0 to approve the rezoning as presented.
Thank you. At this time, we will call persons who have signed up to speak in favor of the application, beginning with the applicant, and no one has signed up on the for side. And at this time, we will call persons who have signed up to speak in opposition of the application, and we have no one that has signed up to speak against or have any questions. At this time, we'll call comments and discussion by the board, if any, will be reserved until the item is called for consideration. However, does anyone on the board have any questions for staff, applicant, or speakers? And I just have one thing to consider. In this area, in the past, we've gone with neighborhood business district versus planned commercial development. And is there a reasoning why that may not have been recommended, or what was the thought from that? And I'm looking more in terms of the future use of more heavy commercial versus the beauty salon, that type of.
Right, so both of these uses could be in planned commercial and neighborhood business. They actually put on their application that they would like to have it as planned commercial. Just gives you more options. There's no intent to have a grocery store or a liquor store or anything there. They're wanting to just do the restaurant and the beauty salon, which has been there before for years in the past.
But the difference between commercial.
There are more
neighborhood
commercial
business,
options in
you could have a
planning.
package store there, you could have other activities that are a little more intrusive in terms of the neighborhood.
Potentially you could,
thing.
because
So-
it would be a permitted use.
So,
Sorry, were you finished?
I'm just thinking, go ahead.
Okay, so we are rezoning, so that is not conditional to if they sell the property later, it doesn't convert back to medium density. I mean, it stays that way, correct? That's
Yes,
what
ma'am.
happens.
Unless the owner chooses to go back and rezone it to something different. That would be their choice, but it would stay planned commercial.
Okay.
Are there any other questions or comments from board members at this time? Okay. Thank you very much. This concludes public hearing number 5. Moving into the consent agenda, we have items 6 through 11. Do we have a motion from the board to accept the consent agenda as presented?
Second.
Commissioner Wright with a motion, second by Commissioner Murray. All in favor of the consent agenda, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Moving to item 12, under the regular agenda, consider request for a special use permit to allow a place of assembly at 450 Carver Road, parcel 054D01002, with the condition of getting an occupational tax every.
Make a motion to
Here.
approve.
Commissioner Murray with a motion.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Wright. Yes, ma'am, go ahead, Mrs. Ward.
I think I was reading that there would be an entrance from the Carver Road side and from bypass.
There is not, they only have a proposed entrance on Carver. It could be accessible from 1941, but that's not what they're choosing to do. They're choosing to have a Carver Road entrance.
Okay.
Are there any other questions or comments? We have a motion and a second. All in favor of the special use permit, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Item 13 is consider a request to rezone approximately 0.5 plus or minus acre tract of land from medium density residential to planned commercial development from property located at 614 North 6th Street, parcel 003-07030. Before I ask for a motion,
Motion to approve.
we have a motion approved from Ms. Ward, second by Commissioner Murray. So would the board be object to consider doing the neighborhood business district versus the commercial zoning like we've done on other parcels in this general area?
My motion was to approve it.
Okay, I'm just,
That
okay,
was written.
okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor of rezoning it from MDR to commercial, please signal by raising your hand. All against, like sign. 7-0. Item 14 is consider minutes of the City of Griffin Board of Commissioners called meeting on 7/9/26. Commissioner Murray was absent. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Commissioner Wright with a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Ward with a second. All in favor of the minutes, please signal by raising your hand. 6 with 0 and with 1 abstention, Murray. Item 15 is consider a task order form to the master services agreement between the City of Griffin and LJA in the amount of $47,200 for the subsurface exploration and geotechnical evaluations, civil construction plans, bid administration, and construction management for the replacement of the golf cart bridge located at hole 18 of the Griffin Golf Course.
Make a motion to approve.
Commissioner Murray with a motion.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Ward. All in favor, please signal by raise your hand. 7-0. Approval. Item 16 is consider resolution per section 2-190 emergency procurement of the Griffin Code of Ordinances to ratify the purchase of 60 RDI-MM memory modules from state contract in the amount of $127,371.60.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Wright with a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Fuller. All in favor of the resolution, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0 approval. Item 17 is consider grant acceptance and award from Georgia Trauma Commission an amount of $12,000 for EMS education programs and amend the budget accordingly.
Make a motion.
Commissioner Murray with a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Fuller with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0 approval. Item 18 is consider the purchase order of a Yancey Brothers single source in the amount of $322,524.10 for the repair of the D8 Dozier due to fire damage and amend the budget accordingly.
Make a motion.
Commissioner Murray with a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Ward with a second. All in favor of the purchase order, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0 in favor. Item 19 is consider resolution for an easement agreement and damage release with Atlanta Gas Light Company for the new regulator station located at East College Street near the intersection of Hamilton Boulevard. Do we have a motion to approve the resolution?
Make a motion.
Commissioner Murray with a motion.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Ward. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0 approval. Item 20 is consider resolution authorizing and directing the city manager to file condemnation proceedings to acquire real property located at 224 East Broad Street in the city of Griffin, Spalding County, Georgia, for the purpose of constructing a public parking lot.
Make a motion.
Commissioner Murray with a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Wright. All in favor of the resolution, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0 approval. Item 21 is consider agreement for memorandum of understanding for information sharing with Griffin Spalding County School System, providing for the employment and shared cost allocation of school resource officers and amend the budget accordingly.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Ward with a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Fuller. All in favor, please signal by raise your hand. 7-0 approval. Item 22 is to consider contract with Sullivan and Ogletree PC for provisions of the Indigent Defense Program for Griffin Municipal Court for fiscal year 2027 in the amount of $55,000 and 3 optional renewal terms in the amount of $60,000.
Do we need, we make a motion and second?
We can't
for
make a
discussion?
motion, or if you have a question, you can go ahead. I mean, you can ask it real quick.
Do we presently have somebody that is the defense program? Would this be new?
No, this is the same people that do it now, Sam Sullivan and Michelle Ogletree.
Okay, so they're just asking for a new contract?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. What do they do? What do they
So
do?
they're here on Thursdays. They represent anybody that doesn't have the money to pay for an attorney, but the current conversation is the fact that they do that for criminal cases, so any of the traffic violations or misdemeanor cases that a police officer writes. They've been doing that for a long time, since I was prosecuting. And so he's here on Thursday mornings to say, if you need an attorney, then we're required to provide an attorney for somebody that cannot afford one otherwise. So he's here on Thursday mornings, and then they actually can apply in their offices is on South Hill Street. Before you get to the CVS and Food Depot on South Hill Street. And so this actually has come up because they have not changed their contract amount since they started with us. And then also, Judge has asked us to make sure that we provide indigent defense for code enforcement citations as well, because we do have the possibility of criminal penalties with code enforcement citations. And so we're adding that to their contract.
So do we have like an estimation of how many people they're defending?
Do you know, Kelsey?
I don't know the amount of how many people that they are defending, but I can tell you that the code enforcement situation has come up at least twice within the last month for me. Because if we are going to utilize probation for our severe cases, which most often these days is animal control or very out of control nuisance cases, I can't assign probation because the risk of a probation violation is them having jail time. So even though I may not seek that in court, that's really the risk that they're running. So I know it has come up quite often when it comes to code enforcement, and that everyone who enters court has to fill out a form to notify them that they have the opportunity for an attorney. A lot of the cases that may be heard that they may speak with someone about on Thursdays may end up being bound over to state court. When I have audited the criminal court proceedings, I know that Sam is quite involved, and especially in circumstances where we may have someone who may have a difficulty understanding, judge would prefer for Sam to make a recommendation to him if he believes that there might be a competency issue as well. So they're very involved and have worked really well with our court so far. So really the main intention of this was just to, one, update their contract because it was due to terminate at the end of the year anyway, but also to make sure that we're proceeding and protecting everybody's legal rights when it comes to code enforcement as well.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
do we have a motion to approve the contract?
Make a motion.
Commissioner Murray with a motion.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Ward.
And
Go ahead.
Mayor, I just want to make sure we had on that one amend the budget accordingly. I'm not sure if it was read into the minutes, but just to clarify. So
You just didn't read the complete sentence. You just didn't read it when you started.
you just stopped after the amount of $60,000. So we're good now.
Oh,
I've
it
read
didn't show
we're
on
good.
my, okay.
Thank
All
you.
right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your hand. 7-0. Item 23, Commissioner Holly Murray is up to appoint a member of the Planning and Zoning Board for an unexpired term to end December 31, 27 for District 3 to succeed Earl Shivers, who resigned his seat on May 22, 26.
Ready to speak?
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to nominate Mike Middlebrooks.
Okay.
Congratulations. Thank you for being willing to serve.
All right. And that is our agenda for tonight. So, City Manager report.
Yes, a few congratulations that I need to dole out. First to firefighter Dallas. I have to say I think that was one of my favorite ones to present. He was very excited, sort of hooping and hollering early in the morning, so that was fun to be able to go show him, because you could see how much it meant to him to be recognized for what he did, and to be willing to get out there with the kids and volunteer his time to do that was really exciting. Also, congratulations to the golf course on another successful Ira City Classic. And another successful month. They continue to beat their own revenue marks at this point, and so they're just killing it out there, and that's very exciting. A congratulations to Ms. Eller, who received her Certified Public Works Management Certificate while she was at APWA this summer. So we're excited for her about that. And then also to Mr. Ennis. He has been named the Vice President of the Georgia chapter of SWANA, so the Solid Waste Association of North America. Also to the Public Works Department has been nominated for an Innovation Award by APWA for the tree grates. If you'll remember, we showed y'all that we're going to change from the metal grates to the rubberized grates, and so that has been nominated for an Innovation Award. The Main Street program just received notice that they have been re-accredited for 2026. You'll remember we struggled with that for a few years, but now are looking at becoming a GEM city, which is the highest accreditation you can receive, so that is exciting. And then on a little bit of a more technical note, staff met last week in regards to the school speed zone cameras, and with school back in session next week, the legislature sort of changed the law on us and has not yet decided what all of the rules are, so these school speed zone cameras will not be on until August 20th, when they actually promulgate rules that tell us exactly what we need to do. One of the things that we know we have to do is actually we have to be the applicant for the cameras, not the school system. So we've got to decide if that is something you all want to do. The only ones that we have are the two at Crescent, one on South Hill Street or 155, and the one on Crescent Road, and the one on West Poplar. There was even some confusion from GDOT when they sent us notice of all of this, that they thought we had the one on State Route 16 for Griffin High. That is not ours. That's a county camera. That's in the county, not the city limits. So we're going to have to come back to you all to let you know what staff's recommendation is at this point. We really don't have one until we know what those rules are going to be. It's all sort of up in the air. And they're going to change July 1, 2027 as well. So we're all talking about it, all looking at it, but just wanted to go ahead and give you a heads up that that's going to be on hold until we have a better understanding from the commission on whatever they've called it, transportation stuff. And then we'll get back with you to let you know what to do from there.
So right now, they're off. So I gave you that look like, oh my gosh, just because the confusion to citizens, just when everybody got on the same page. So
yes, that's why I wanted to go ahead and put it out there in a comment that they're currently, for the city, okay. I cannot speak on what the county is doing, but the three in the city will not be on, even though school's back in session next week, until we know we have to apply. Our permit is now expired, because it's not with us. And so until we make a decision as a board, if y'all want to move forward with that application, then they will not be on.
Okay.
Thank
you. Mr. Whalen?
Mr. Mayor, following your meeting on July 9th, you called me. After you came out of executive session, you went into a public session, which lasted about approximately another 45 minutes to an hour. And there were some questions raised by some of the commissioners who indicated that they may be confused as to how some things operate or have operated. For that reason, I wrote a letter trying to explain, to the best of my ability, those points of confusion. The letter was dated July 15th, and a copy was emailed to each commissioner last week. I just wanted to let you know as a board that if you at any time have questions of me, you want to talk to me about a matter or a concern, I'm here. I'm here at your service. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Curtis?
I just want to thank everyone for coming out, and I want to thank Driver for bringing that to my attention earlier about Old Ed Corporator. And I also want to thank Mr. Clyde for bringing the historical fact about Hicks Chapel. I believe in history, anything that's historic. I want to thank Mr. Ray Muhammad for expressing his thoughts. I had got a lot of phone calls on that issue about no officer there. It was a real large crowd. I saw the pictures on Facebook. But I want to thank Chief Strickland for doing the community policing, bridging the gap between the young and the police officer. Now, I heard later, I don't know how true this is, that the gang squad was dismantled. And that's not going to hurt but one neighborhood, because they're not shooting in other neighborhoods. They're shooting in my neighborhood, in my district. And I feel like there should have been police protection. If you see a crowd that big, whether they gathered illegally or legally, you should have dispersed it. Now, I wasn't there the night of the shooting, but I know a young man lost his life, a young father, a husband, and uncle, and everything else. But the next day, I went to a prayer vigil right there, the same spot. I believe in prayer. I believe prayer changes things. So there was a lot of praying going on, a lot of kids, elderly people. I saw not one police officer. They could have came back and did the same thing, but I saw not one police officer. But I've been to several prayer vigils downtown, and I see them all. What I'm saying is, don't protect half of the city. Protect the whole city, all of the citizens. I know you can't be everywhere at one time, and I know everybody is not the same. But I did see a report where Josh tried very, very hard to save this young man's life. And I thank you. I mean, it bothers me, but what I'm just saying is, let's protect and serve every citizen. And do not give Raymond Head Park a bad name because you had somebody that decided to come by shooting. That a lot of great stuff happened in that park for kids and family every year. Just protect them when they be there. That's all I'm asking. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Ward.
I too would like to thank Clyde for bringing it to our attention. And Hex Chapel Church was our home for the civil rights movement in Griffin. I was a teenager, but I remember what happened there. It made a big impact in our city. So I thank you for bringing that to our attention. That it is a historic site, and we should do everything we can to save that portion of history. And I would like to thank our staff for the presentation they gave us this morning. It was very informative, very professional, and very on point as to what we've done, what we've been able to do, and what we're going to do moving forward. And I just want you to know that I thank all of y'all. I appreciate what you did, and I know you work hard, and congratulations.
Thank you. Commissioner Murray.
Just to build on what everyone has said so far, thank you everyone for coming and for your comments. Congratulations, Mr. Millbrooks, for willing to serve on one of our boards. Regarding staff today and the presentation, it's fascinating and fantastic for me to have started my career here and then having several terms served as elected official, to see that it's not just what we do and what you all do, it's what everyone does. To be able to piece the whole thing to when I was first elected, to see that where we were today in the presentation, that it really works, the work that you all do. And everyone, code enforcement, I don't think we have any of them here again tonight, but they are a crucial part of our staff, and I really appreciated you all bringing together the presentation and all the facts, and just to show us and show all the citizens how this work has really pushed Griffin forward to the future, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else you all can do for us, so thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Fuller?
Yes, thank you all for coming out. Happy Disability Pride Month, and thank you so much to the people who spoke today. Your contribution and speaking up for what you care about really drives this city in the right direction, so thank you so much. The other thing I want to say is to find the presentation, because staff did do a great presentation, and it's not the first one. People have had questions of how do you find out the things we do on this board. Right now, how it works is you go to the city website. There's a government tab. You can hover over that and then go down to agendas and after agendas. Once you're on that page, it'll show you all the meetings in the city and all the information that we get, including the presentations, are all available for the public. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fuller. Commissioner Wright?
I just want to put my support before Commissioner Curtis of what she said earlier today. I do support what she says.
Thank you. Commissioner McCord?
I too want to commend what Commissioner Curtis said. I think I was out of town when this happened, and when I did look online, we all represent a district, except Mr. Holberg represents the entire city. But technically, we all represent the entire city. So to see Ms. Curtis go and, if you will, stand in my place, or to be present to let people know that the City Commission, we care about what's going on in our communities, whether it's on the north side, south side, Raymond Head Park, Fairmount Park, wherever it is in Griffin, that we care. So I don't think anyone up here is, or out there in our staff, wants to see anything like this happen. We've taken measures before to try to prevent situations like this when we see that block parties or anything is being advertised on the city, from the city. We reach out to the organizers and try to make sure they got everything in place. So it was a very unfortunate event. Pray nothing like that happens again, but the city, if it's something we can do better, I'm with Ms. Curtis that we do whatever we can to make it better. This morning we had such a great, Ms. Ward left out one thing about this morning's presentation. It was very long. Kept us in here for 2 hours, but it was 2 hours worth it. And I still don't want it to be missed that Ms. Ward, and she made it clear today that she served on that board for over 20 years, 22 years to be exact, as a member of the Housing Authority, bridging the Housing Authority, our city staff together to make our community the best that it can be. And you're now beginning to see some of the fruits of that from a lot of the development that is going on. We had Mr. Stratton, as Commissioner Fuller said, you can go look it up yourself, but Mr. Stratton came forward and talked about our economic development and bringing businesses and how all of this stuff is working. Starting back in 1994 when I started, and looking at it now to where we are, we have evolved. We're not the same that we were when I started in 94. So I want to commend everybody for their hard work on the code enforcement presentation this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. And to all of our guests here tonight and our city staff, we appreciate everything you do for our community, make it a better place to live, work, play, and hopefully one day retire. But hitting on the play side, of August 8th, 26th is our next second Saturday, so 5 to 7 will be an ice cream stroll. I think we're close to 16 businesses that are going to be participating. So want to encourage everybody for this family fun activity, followed with a concert in the park at 7 o'clock at the park at 6. So hope everybody joined us for that event. Any other comments tonight? Okay. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Commissioner Murray with a motion. Second by Commissioner Ward. All in favor, please raise your hand and have a safe trip home. 7-0.